council meeting. I would ask that you please silence all electronic devices. At this time, we'll call on Council Member Dewana Bigelow for tonight's invocation.
Lord, we bow in reverence to your power and sovereignty. Thank you for your strong arm of protection over our city and community. Even in trying times, your peace and compassion continues to sustain us. For that alone, we say thank you. As we begin this meeting, I humbly ask for your guidance. Help us remain focused on your will for this community. Unite your people so that our decisions are pleasing in your sight. Amen.
Amen. Thank you. Next on the agenda this evening is presentation, Impact Alamante's 10th anniversary. At this time, we'll recognize Impact Alamante's President Tracy Grazer. Good evening.
Hello. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you for having me this evening. I'm honored to be here. It's my pleasure. And we are celebrating 10 years of funding in Alamance County. So we just wanted to come and thank all of our partners who have worked with us and who have trusted in us and believed in us over the past 10 years. You all have been amazing partners, and I've looked back over some of the investments that we've made with the City of Burlington. Of course, our first investment ever that we made was right here in Burlington, and that was the Splash Park. And we just celebrated our 10-year community celebration at the Splash Park, and it was a wonderful event, and we are so proud of the partnership that we've had, and of course the Arboretum and many others. And when you look back over the past 10 years, we've done 22 grants with the City of Burlington. 8 of those were around built environment for a total of $1.1 million. Our total investment in partnership with the City of Burlington has been a little over $1.2 million. So very proud of that partnership, and of course wouldn't be possible without, I saw Tony and other staff members, and of course all of you for your vision and your leadership. It would not be possible. So thank you for believing in us. Across the county, we've made in our built environment projects about $6 million. So a $1.1 million came here to the City of Burlington, and total investment in Alamance County over the past decade of almost $20 million. So we're very thankful for all of the work that you all have done. And of course, those are numbers, and behind all of the numbers are the relationships, and none of this work would have been possible without those relationships. And of course, as we look to the future, we are committed to maintaining strong partnerships with all of you, and we look forward to working with you and learning from you, seeing what the challenges and opportunities are ahead, hopefully for the next 10 years. And we're really honored to have been part of this process with you, and that you all have been a part of this journey with us. So thank you for that. And as a token of our appreciation, we had a local artist, Sarah Ann Cottle, who used to have a store in downtown Burlington. She created this art piece for us, and we took all of our municipal partners and all of our we did one built environment project from each of our municipal partners. And of course, we just mentioned the Splash Park with Burlington, which was our first investment, and we chose to use that for the piece that we had her do for Burlington. So I wanted to present this to you all as a token of our appreciation and a thank you for your partnership. So.
Well, thank you, and thanks to Impact Alamance and what you've certainly meant to the county, but to the City of Burlington. And we'll think in advance, because you guys are going to host a little event for us tomorrow. So
yes, 5:30. I'll be there.
But let's give them a round of applause. We'll come down and we'll grab a picture.
Sounds good.
Next on the agenda this evening is a proclamation recognizing GIS Day, which will be November 15th, 2025. I'd like to recognize our GIS Administrator, Andrew Shore. So there you are. Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening. Thank you, Mayor, Council. So the proclamation before you is just a global celebration of GIS Day, just to celebrate geospatial technology and showcase the work that GIS professionals in the city are doing, just showing the impact of mapping and spatial analysis that benefits our community.
Well, thank you so much, and I remember when we started on that endeavor, and it became, it's been a while. So let's read this proclamation. The City of Burlington, North Carolina proclamation recognizing GIS Day, November 15th, 2025. Whereas the City of Burlington recognizes that an understanding, use, and application of geospatial technology is crucial to operating our infrastructure, sustaining our natural resources, and stimulating economic growth, thus benefiting the welfare of the general public throughout Burlington. And whereas there is a need to promote GIS awareness, education, and technical training to use this rapidly developing technology to its full potential. And whereas the City of Burlington acknowledge those that have chosen GIS as their profession or as part of their discipline to improve the lives of our city and citizens, and whereas to recognize and support the efforts of nonprofits who work on activities to improve conservation, human services, and various humanitarian efforts to better our world. And whereas having a day of GIS activities open to staff and government leaders will help promote GIS technology, and whereas the City of Burlington is committed to utilizing GIS to inform decision-making and better serve its residents and make useful geographic information open and easily available to the public as a platform for innovation. Now, therefore, I, Mayor Jim Butler, and the Burlington City Council encourage everyone in the community to celebrate GIS Day on November 19th, 2025. Let's give our GIS folks a round.
Andrew, GIS has impacted every department in the city, has it not substantially?
For the most part, yeah, pretty much every. I think there's some department in some way touches GIS every day. Yeah, so it's a ever-changing technology and touches every kind of business that there is going on now. Not just city government.
Appreciate you having us.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you. Next this evening is Code of Ethics disclosing conflicts of interest. At this time, we'll recognize City Clerk Beverly Smith.
Members of council, it is my responsibility to remind you of your duty to avoid conflicts of interest. I ask if there are any potential conflicts concerning tonight's agenda items.
Thank you. Next on the agenda is the adoption of the agenda. At this time, we'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Our agenda is adopted. Moving to the consent agenda. These items are typically non-controversial. If anyone has any questions about the following items, please let us know. Item A, to adopt a resolution authorizing the sale and issuance of $9 million of the general obligation recreation public improvement bonds, Series 2025C, and authorize the mayor, city manager, chief finance officer, and city clerk to execute the resolution. Item B, to approve budget amendment 2026-11 for Information Technology Department to accept and allocate grant funds awarded by the North Carolina Emergency Management Fiscal Year 24 State and Local Cybersecurity Grant Program. Item C, to adopt a resolution to tentatively award a contract between the City of Burlington and Triangle Grading and Paving contingent upon final approval from Legal and Finance Risk Management, and approve the associated budget amendment 2026-12 for engineering to allocate funds for the North Carolina Highway 61 Waterline Project. At this time, we'll entertain a motion on the consent agenda as discussed.
Motion to approve.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Consent agenda is approved. That was nice having 3 items after using the whole alphabet the last 2 meetings. Next this evening, we have several public hearings. We have 7 to be exact. If you have any interest in speaking at a public hearing, you will have your opportunity when that public hearing is called and discussed. Moving into public hearings this evening, number 1, a public hearing has been scheduled to consider adopting a resolution and order pursuant to North Carolina General Statute 160A 299 to permanently close dedicated right-of-way along Melrose Drive and Riverview Drive. At this time, we will recognize City Attorney David Huffman for more information. Mr. Huffman?
Yes, Mr. Mayor and Council, this is a petition brought by pursuant to 168-299, and Chandler is here today, not Chandler Wood, attorney of the Vernon firm. He can give you the particulars if you like, but in essence, they qualify for this. This is dedicated in 1952 by way of a plat. The same family has owned the property all around these portions that they're asking to be closed. It's never been opened. It's never been anything more than driveways to these properties. And they would just like to clean this up for themselves as they go forward.
Okay. Any questions for staff or for the applicant on this? This is a public hearing, so at this time we will open the floor for public comments. Is there anyone on this side of the room that would like to speak on this item? Is there anyone on this side that would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the floor for public comments.
Motion approved.
I have a motion. Is there a second? I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. If there are no other comments or questions from council, we will entertain a motion on the request.
I make a motion to permanently close a portion of Melrose Drive and Riverview Drive as shown and as presented by the city attorney.
We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? The item is approved. Thank you. Item 2, a public hearing has been scheduled to consider a voluntary annexation petition to annex a 0.75 acre portion of a larger 28-acre tract addressed as 0 Shamrock Drive and identified as Alamance County Tax Identification Number 131297. At this time, we'll recognize our Executive Director of Planning and Development Services, Jamie Lawson. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening.
Mr. Mayor, if I could, excuse me just a minute, Jamie. The Councilman Ward, as to items 2 and 3, he, pursuant to y'all's code of ethics, he did inquire with me as to whether or not he would have a conflict being the attorney for Graham on these matters. These are actually adjacent to Burlington, and it's never been in contention that Graham would be in line for these. So, in fact, he has no financial interest, obviously, in this, so no, he would not have a conflict.
And Graham has no material input on the request.
No.
Yep. Any questions from council on that? Okay.
Just want to do that for the record.
Yep. Thank you. Okay. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening. So this item is somewhat tied to the next item for public hearing, but first off, this is a voluntary annexation request for a 3/4 of an acre piece of property. This was discussed with you during the work session on October 6th, and then date of public hearing was set on the 7th, and this item has been properly noticed, as well as the other items under public hearing. The portion of the property is covered by this black circle, but that's the area that is requesting to be annexed. It is a portion of this larger tract, which in total is about 28 acres. That area is already within the city limits, as well as the area to the west. So this portion of the property is contiguous, and the applicant is just requesting it be annexed. Should you approve the annexation, the next item would be regarding the assignment of rezoning. I am happy to answer. Go
Is
ahead.
that piece of property on the back side of Old Shamrock Golf Course?
It's at the end of the stub adjacent to it.
Okay.
See if there's a better, is that a better view of it for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have for me, and the applicant is in the audience as well, in case you have questions for them.
Okay. Any questions for Jamie's staff or the applicant at this point? Okay. So this is a public hearing, so at this time we will open the floor for public comments on item 2. Is there anyone on this side of the room that would like to speak on this item? Is there anyone on this side that would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close public comments.
So moved.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. At this time, if there are no other questions for staff or the applicant, we'll entertain a motion on the request.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the assignment of the .75 acre area located at the southwest tip of Alamance County, tax identification map 131297 and addressed as 0 Shamrock Drive, as medium density residential MDR zoning designation and a suburban residential land use designation. The motion is based upon the consistency.
I don't think we need a consistency statement on this, do we not?
No, do not.
Two items here.
Two items.
First is the.
Yep. This is just a straight approval for annexation.
Here.
Just the first one.
Okay. So we
Second.
have a motion for approval.
Second.
And a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the annexation request is approved. And item 3, a public hearing has been scheduled to consider a request to assign the medium-density residential MDR zoning district and suburban residential land use designation to a 0.75 acre portion of a larger 28.34 acre tract. The entire tract is addressed as 0 Shamrock Drive and consists of parcel ID 131297. At this time, we'll hear from Jamie on this subject.
Thank you again. And so now that the property has been annexed, staff is asking for the applicant is asking for an assignment of zoning for the property. And so we are recommending the medium-density residential zoning district, which is consistent with all of the other zoning around the property. It's highlighted, the property entirely is highlighted in teal, and the yellow portion is the medium-density residential zoning district. In addition, we're also presenting an assignment of a future land use designation, and for that we are requesting suburban residential, which is also consistent with the surroundings. This item was brought to you during your work session earlier this month and has been properly advertised as well.
Okay. Any question from council to Jamie on this item? Okay, this is a public hearing, so at this time we will open the floor for public comments. Is there anyone on this side of the room that would like to speak on this item? Is there anyone on this side that would like to speak on this item? Seeing none, we'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. We have a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. At this time, we will entertain a motion, and it is notated on the consistency statement with your pink sheet.
I make a motion to approve the assignment of the 0.75 acre area located at the southwestern tip of Alamance County, tax identification 131297, and addressed as 0 Shamrock Drive, as medium density residential, MDR, zoning designation, and a suburban residential land use designation. The motion is based upon the consistency of the proposed rezoning with the comprehensive plan, and that the future land use map in section 4 land use of the comprehensive plan calls for this area to be suburban residential. The request makes this 0.75 acre portion compatible with the zoning and land use designation for the 28-acre tract. This action is reasonable and in the public interest in that the comprehensive plan calls for residential uses in the area, designating it under the medium-density residential MDR zoning district, and the suburban residential land use category ensures cohesive development standards and regulations for the entire state. Any future development will be required to comply with the city's Unified Development Ordinance.
So we have a motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? That item is approved. Our next item, item 4, a public hearing has been scheduled to consider a request to amend the existing conditional business CB 902 zoning district to include parcel ID numbers 112514 and 112515. These properties addressed as 3330 Garden Road and 815 Boone Station Drive, total 3.231 acres in size. At this time, we will recognize Jamie Lawson again.
Thank you. So the applicant is in the audience and has requested that this item be continued to the November 18th City Council date.
Mayor, I move that we continue this item unless some objection, please.
So we have a motion to continue this item to November 18th. Any discussion? If not, we'll entertain a second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? This item is going to be continued until the 18th. Thank you, Mr. Locke.
Thank you.
Item 5, a public hearing has been scheduled to consider a request to amend the existing conditional residential CR 747 zoning district related to parcel ID numbers 103312 and 103313. These parcels are addressed as 1685 Springwood Village Drive and total 4.829 acres in size. At this time, we will recognize Jamie Lawson on item 5.
Okay. This ties to a previous conditional residential rezoning. It was CR 747 that encompassed the entire sort of triangular piece. That portion of the property is currently vacant. The majority of the property on the other side of the transmission lines has already been built. The applicant is seeking an amendment to the portion of the development on the south side and is seeking an amendment to increase the number of multifamily units. Previously were approved for 48 units and they're requesting to increase to 52. There is also a request to increase the building height from 3 stories to 4 stories and 50 feet. There is no change to the remainder of the track on the opposite side of the transmission lines. Shown on the slide is a representation of the site plan that did go through the technical review committee and was approved as part of this rezoning amendment. There are other conditions as identified on this slide and included in your packet. The Planning and Zoning Commission did recommend approval of this request. There was an additional ask to have the applicant or developer install lights with downlights, so there would be less impact from a lighting perspective to those neighbors to the northwest. Staff is recommending this request consistent with your option number 1 on your consistency statement sheet, and this has been properly advertised as a public hearing as well.
Okay, any other questions on this item for Jamie or for staff? Okay. This is a public hearing, so at this time we will open the floor for public comments. Is there anyone on this side of the room that would like to speak on this item? Yes, sir. Please step forward and state your name and address for our city clerk in our minutes, if you would, please.
My name is Aiden Stoltzfus. I'm with Stoltzfus Engineering, 1009 Lisa Run Drive in Kernersville, North Carolina. I'm here. Kevin Sasser had an emergency. He's the developer. He had to step away tonight, so I'm here just to answer any technical questions. I'm the civil engineer for the project, so I just want to go on record and say that. Thanks.
Yes, absolutely. Anyone else on this side of the room that would like to speak on this item? I'm losing my crowd on this side. Is there anyone over here that would like to speak? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing. We have a motion to close the public hearing. Is there a second? Second. I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. At this time, if there's no questions for Jamie or staff or the applicant, we will entertain a motion as stated, option 1 on your green sheet.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion to approve the request to amend the existing conditional residential CR 747 zoning district with Springwood at the park development to increase the number of multifamily units from 48 to 52 and to increase the maximum building height to 4 stories and 50 feet. These changes apply to the Guilford County tax identification numbers 103312 and 103313, also addressed as 1685 Springwood Village Drive. There are no changes proposed to the Park Place development location nor for these properties. The motion is based upon the consistency of the proposed rezoning with the comprehensive plan in that the future land use map in section 4, land use of the comprehensive plan, calls for this area to have suburban residential and neighborhood commercial. Multifamily development has already been approved for this area, and the request is compatible with the existing land uses in the area. This action is reasonable and in the public interest in that the comprehensive plan calls for a mixture of residential use types. Any future development would require the site plan approved by the technical review committee.
Thank you. We have a motion for approval. Is there a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? That item is approved. Thank you for being here this evening. Item 6, a public hearing has been scheduled to consider a voluntary annexation petition associated with water and sewer requests for 2022 NC Highway 62 and identified as parcel ID 140575. At this time, we'll recognize Jamie Lawson.
Okay, if you are okay with it, I'm going to discuss both this item and the next item together,
Okay.
But request that you act on them separately.
Separately.
So these two properties, 2022 and 2032, are adjacent to some other requests for utilities and annexation that were in front of you at your last regular meeting that fronted on West Old Glencoe Road. I'm kind of circling the area with my mouse. These properties are just kind of behind those properties, and they front on NC Highway 62. It's essentially the same type of a request. These properties have been approved for residential development. There is water and sewer along Highway 62 because of their location, and I'll show you on this next slide. Their location is at the intersection of West Old Glencoe and 62. It is not contiguous to existing city limits, but it is in proximity to the area to the south along 62 and the areas to the west. So staff is recommending the annexation of these properties in conjunction with the utility requests.
Okay. Any questions for Jamie? This is a public hearing, so at this time we will open the floor for public comments on item number 6. Is there anyone in the room this evening that would like to speak on item number 6? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. At this time, we will entertain a motion on the request as written. There's no consistency statement needed.
I make a motion to approve the utility request and adopt the ordinance approving the annexation of 2022 North Carolina Highway 62, parcel ID number 140575.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? That item is approved. We'll move on to item number 7, which is co-related. A public hearing has been scheduled to consider a voluntary annexation petition associated with water and sewer requests for 2032 NC Highway 62 and identified as parcel ID 140575, as Jamie Lawson just reviewed with us as well. If there's no comments from council, we'll move right into the public hearing. This is the public hearing, so at this time we'll open the floor for public comments. Is there anyone in the room this evening that would like to speak on item number 7? Seeing none, I'll entertain a motion to close the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. Any opposed? Public hearing is closed. At this time, we'll entertain a motion on item number 7.
Motion to approve the utility request and adopt an ordinance approving the annexation of 2032 North Carolina Highway 62, parcel ID number 140575.
Second.
Thank you. We have a motion and a second for approval. All in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That item is approved. That concludes our public hearings this evening. Jamie, thank you so much for, that's 16 in 2 meetings. Been busy. Moving to public comments. There are no public comments requested this evening. So moving to council comments. I've got a few items here. Just to remind everybody, a few dates. October 22nd, Burlington City, that's tomorrow, Burlington City Council will hold a special meeting in council chambers at 1:30 p.m. October 25th, we have Dark at the Ballpark at Sock Puppet Stadium from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. I would like to remind everybody that November 4th is Election Day. You can execute your right to vote from 6:30 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. in the precinct that you live. November 11th is our Veterans Day, so administration offices will be closed on November 11th. Our next City Council work session will be November 17th, and our next City Council meeting by normal schedule is November 18th. But do not forget the meeting tomorrow at 1:30 or Beverly will be mad. Couple of other,
looking for us, so she'll do.
yeah, phones would
Should
be
be
ringing.
calling.
Yeah.
Couple of other items. I do want to just make a note of another really cool event. We hosted an amateur pickleball state championship. It was actually hosted by Carvana PPA Tour and Southern Pickleball. That was last weekend, this past weekend, the 17th through the 19th. Now get a load of this. It brought in 241 pickleball players representing 11 states to our new pickleball complex. More than half of the participants traveled more than 50 miles to attend. So Burlington, through its tourism development funds, was also a tournament sponsor. Is that correct? So that's really awesome. We're proud of our pickleball complex, and we're proud of our staff for providing a first-class experience. That's at the facility's first external tournaments. Ironically, I was out of town, but I had a friend of mine that said he ate dinner beside some folks that played that were from Indiana. So a little further than 50 miles. So really just a great job of managing this facility as we've rolled it out and sort of amped it up over time and not really got overwhelmed. And it's just cool to see that facility be used at the level that it's being used.
I had a chance, Mr. Mayor, to visit on Saturday. My wife played in it on Sunday, and very well attended, great crowd, and first-class event.
Yeah, and I went by there also, and the key with that facility was the parking was good, because not only did you have the parking there at the football complex, the tennis complex, and the aquatic center, the other two were not open, it did a center, but also you get a Canodal Center parking.
Yeah.
Which was just a short walk down to the pickleball complex. So that was good, and I think people enjoyed themselves.
Great job. Any other council comments?
Yes, two things. One, I had a chance to visit with CeeLo Fawcett last Saturday, and I'm sure that the staff is working on that, but that's awful. And what I'd like to request is two things. One is I'd like a report each week. I think the council deserves that, to see it, because I've heard us talking about it, but I've never had the chance to go over. It was just awful. And the detour is not much better around it. So if somebody could take the bull by the horns, let's get something doing there. It's been over, what, I think you said a year? It's been like that? I could see his house, but I couldn't get to it. Tried to go all the way around, and the road is filthy. So it needs to be paved, and I think that maybe there's something happening there. But that's just, everyone needs to go over and look at that. I was surprised. I was shocked at it. Number two is I had a couple of families to call me about Waybridge Villas. So I walked that area with the neighbors, and I was shocked at the road. I mean, obviously, the last coat of that road should be something like that. And obviously, that was put on way before. And the cuts, the cement, the paint, the curb and gutter is nothing but red mud all the way through. And it looks like to me that throughout the whole road, and the road veers off to the right to a cul-de-sac, that they have cut in the center of the road something out to put in. I'm not really sure exactly what it is, but that's embarrassing that we approved that as well, is what I was told. So I think someone from staff needs to go over and take a tour. I'll be glad to go with you. Take a tour of that area, and you tell me what you see, because that was embarrassing. So,
What area was that again? I'm sorry.
you know, if you go down Highway 70 at the grave site, you take a left right there at the entrance, and you go right down by the pool and the little building, whatever you call it. You take a left there, and you can see it all, and you go down halfway and veer off to the right, the cul-de-sac, come out. And they still haven't completed, they've completed the build. There's 5 houses, I think, at the cul-de-sac. There's cement on the road as well.
Who was the builder?
Yeah, it's developer.
Do we know, David?
Yes, it was Keystone.
Scott Wallace?
Correct.
And I don't blame them for being upset. I would be too. And I realize there's something we can do about the cracks in the road. We do that all the time. But
Well, we approved the project, certainly, but we didn't approve non-conforming work.
right,
So we've got legal recourse, if not bonding recourse, if that's not correct. But Scott typically would,
We will be in touch with him regarding this.
we had some column issues out there. We had to move some columns that were.
too high,
That's right,
the height.
yeah.
And this is on the left side. Make sure we're together. It's not on the condominium side.
Gotcha.
The right.
Yeah.
We have had one member of staff that's been working with him pretty, the HOA out there pretty closely. And we will try to get up to speed there, and then keep y'all up to speed.
Yeah, well, I'm glad Councilmember Wall brought that up, and that's kind of, if we're not careful, some of these things can kind of fall through the cracks. Getting back to the sinkhole and the restoration of the drainage over there in that area, I've probably been over there. I don't know, Craig, you and I have talked about it probably half a dozen times or more. And agreed, it's been 16 months, 15 months total, but that one's been a bear, and getting, we're at a point now where we can start seeing some action. So let's get some action moving, and I know everybody's very interested in doing that.
You should have gotten a copy of the letter
Yep.
that we've sent residents as well,
Yep.
kind of giving them an update of the timeframe, and so they should expect to see some work being done.
We've had 3 or 4 community meetings. I know Harold and Bob Patterson went on the radio last month to sort of bring everybody up to speed. It's just a very unfortunate series of events and circumstances, but I feel their pain certainly.
Yeah, I just think it's time something good happened to that community.
Yeah.
That's what I'm after.
Without a doubt.
What kind of contact do we have with the neighbors? Have they had contact with
We have had,
staff?
absolutely, and we've had 3 community meetings with them, of which we hosted one in this room, or was it? It was downstairs. It was downstairs. So, yeah, we've done a fair amount, but there was a window of time where we couldn't really give anybody any information because it was up to railroad and DOT as to what the ramifications were. But
There's a good plan moving forward now, and contractors being lined up.
Yeah.
So.
good. Any other council comments?
Congratulations to Impact Alamance. Great job, Tracy. I know firsthand the work that you guys do, and it is an investment. And I personally say thank you and congratulations on your anniversary.
I just have one request. Budget Amendment 2026-14, could it be for a agenda for the next meeting?
You can blame the plan.
You can have mine.
Yeah. If there's nothing else this evening, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor signify by aye. Aye. We are adjourned. I'll see everybody at 1:30 tomorrow.